So, hello everybody. We're here today with a couple special guests, and we have Amber and Kevin. And many of you around the office know Amber, obviously. Amber has been here. How long, Amber, has we been working together? Is this going on third year, close to third year, on second
Yeah,
year?
I completed my second year in February, so I'm in my third year of
That's how
real
you count
estate.
it.
Oh, okay. There. So yeah, you're learning. This is the experience showing of being a in your third year agent.
Yes, yes. Like Brad
I
asked me how long I've been here. I have to ask him how long have I been here.
I
He
don't
says
know.
15 years. I say I'm 14 going on 15.
Well, okay,
November.
one of the first things we did, I remember, in the first year was your 40th birthday party, right?
Yes, but that's in October. So it was. I start. Okay, my birthday's in October.
Yeah.
I started in November, so it was. I started when I was 39, and I'm 50 now. Going to be 51.
So it's almost you're in your 12th year,
going on 13th.
in your 12th
There
year.
you go.
There you
That's
go.
Real
funny.
estate.
There you go.
Man.
Well, I am really excited about this conversation. I've been wanting to do this for a long time with y'all, and I just think it's really cool how God has brought things together in business, life, everything. It's pretty crazy if you look at things and
Yeah.
how this whole path, this journey that you guys have been on together. And even though, so Kevin, you're just got your license, got into the business, but you've been following obviously very closely Amber's journey into
Yeah.
this. And I got to ask you, like, I know you've been interested in the business. We've had our own personal conversations, but for the record, like, what drove you to work with your spouse? Like, what inspired you to do this?
Well, we worked together before in the past. It was I used to be a brand ambassador for a company called Cody, and it was sales. You'd represent like luxury fragrances and luxury like designer brands and stuff. So when I worked for that company, my boss would have like for holidays or special occasions, you could bring somebody where they're not employed, but they could work for like one day to kind of support you, and they would just pay them by like giving them like a free fragrance or something.
You would get like three
Gratis.
free expensive
Yeah, 2 or 3.
fragrances.
Oh,
and you
wow.
would work like 5 hours and you'd get,
It was really nice.
yeah.
And
So you smelled good, is what you're saying, Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, him and I were just
No, we
sorry,
were just friends.
We were friends.
And I thought to myself,
Oh.
Yeah.
who would, out of all my friends, besides how much I like them, enjoy them, who I'm closest to, like, who would actually be really, really good at working?
At
Who would
sales.
be like the best at sales, the best like brand ambassador, like being in front of people, the friendliest, and immediately I was like Amber. So I brought Amber along, and then she ends up getting hired, and we're working together, and then we were dating, and we're married, and like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
both working together.
Then you
and
just slide through the whole thing, but
yeah.
yeah, so we have history like working together specifically.
So you worked together before dating. Interesting.
Yes.
That came first.
We worked together before dating, and then we started dating. We were working together, got engaged and married. We were still working together, and then he had a career transition in 2022 into with insurance.
Okay.
So he
So were you the boss, Kevin?
No, but I was in a unique role where it was like my like director, she was in charge of like the whole territory, and I was like what is it called? Like the coordinator. And like not officially, but I did a lot of the support coordinating work with like all of the other like stores and employees and stuff. So
he was boots on the ground in the stores.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And,
So
and
yeah.
she was never in the stores.
Kind of a
but he
leadership
was-
role, practical leadership role. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
she was a really awesome boss. I worked alongside her a lot and helped her with events and stuff, and she became a really good personal friend to
Yeah.
both of us.
How has that, so having that sales experience in the past, have you seen a lot of correlation with getting into real estate or value from that experience that you can take into the business of real estate?
Yes. I think in that position, what I really learned was like connecting with people. So, before that, obviously, I was just like in school. In that role, I was connecting with people a lot, all different types of people, and there was a lot of like behind the scenes, like and that's something I really enjoyed about working together. Is like it would be like we're in bed when we're married, and we'd be like strategizing for our event, you know. We'd be like talking about, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go in early, and I'm gonna like put in like these gift purchases in this gift bag and like this and this, and she'd be like, oh yeah, and then I'm gonna do this, and so it was just like fun. Like my day to day, what we're doing like for work was like actually really fun, and like I'm bringing my spouse along with it.
No.
And so it was cool. We did really good. We did like record numbers for
Y'all
Yeah.
have a good complement. You have good, excellent complementary personality types, and that experience, I'm sure, of working together previously has kind of helped in you observing her business, getting into real estate. Because I remember another couple that got into real estate together, and not all experiences are the same. Everyone has
No,
their
they're not.
unique path, and sometimes it veers a little closer to murder than you know.
Month four.
Oh goodness.
What was it like?
There was marriage counseling that, Brad didn't know he was a marriage counselor.
Yeah.
Well, I always
remember that.
say, when you work together, you're in a three-way relationship. There's you two, and then there's the business. And if something is off, if the business is off, then all three are going to be off. If you're off or he's off, everybody's going to be off. So you all have to be synced up. And defining roles. Like, for example, like Hector, I assigned him, you are the manager of the house in the household. Whatever you say goes when it comes to the house. But when it comes to the business side of things, I'm the manager of the business. And it worked. And it's worked now Hector's been in the business now for 10 years, 11 years?
Pretty close. Like
Yeah,
it started
it-
about a year after you
It's
started.
like a year or two after I started.
Mhm.
And it works that way. So defining roles, who's going to do what, and you're going to compound your time more too, because instead of having 24 hours a day, you're going to double that because there's two of you.
Well, and you leverage each other's strengths. I think that's such a crucial part of this is, when you talk about complementary personality types. Okay, Amber, how has Kevin helped you in your business?
I think so. He's helped me have so his strengths are Kevin's the kind of person where it doesn't matter what he's saying. Like he could say the worst thing you've ever heard in your life. And you'll never be offended.
I've seen this in practice a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's the kind of person that can have really hard conversations, and he's not nervous about it at all, and he can lay things out clearly without any emotion, unlike me, and people just receive his words really well. So that helps me so much.
That's a talent.
Yeah,
That
it is.
really
It's a
is a
gift.
talent.
I
Yeah.
know that's from God because we were talking about it the other day, and I was like, low-key, I've had like very tough conversations with some people, like very direct,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm like not like I wouldn't consider myself like a aggressive, direct type of person. So I feel like it's just like God's gifting to where it's like I don't know how, but this is happening.
The word you're looking for is empathetic.
Yeah, I am
Oh,
very
yes.
empathetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have empathy towards that person, and I'm kind of the same way. Like if I have to get bad news,
You are full of shit.
we're talking about
You
no.
are-
We're talking about bad news.
You are the one that's going to deliver information. Okay, this is in a way that's loving and caring. Kevin is loving and caring. You're like,
No.
yeah, it's over. You're going to do this. Your house is burnt down, or you're an idiot.
He's like
Yeah.
5,000 above asking.
But I said it calm, and I had no problems with it.
There you go.
No, you get bad news. Okay, I hear. Okay, the buyer's backing out of the contract. They're exercising the option. I hang up the phone with the other agent, take a breath. I then immediately call my client and just let him know in a calm way,
Mhm.
not emotional.
Yeah.
And then, most importantly, you got to get them. Well, what's going to happen next? We're going to do this. We're going to do an open house this weekend. We're going to call all the other agents that's shown the home before that expressed interest. Life's going to continue
Yeah.
on. It's not
Yeah.
the end of the world.
What you can.
That's what we have in common.
Yeah.
Maybe not empathy, but
So
we're not afraid of bad news.
Yeah.
We're not
we've
afraid
we've
of
talked about the mechanics of working together, okay? And I'd like to kind of highlight a bit. So we kind of jumped straight to now, but as part of this interview, I'd really like to explore your personal journey, Amber, into the business itself and why you got into real estate and how it felt starting and how do you feel now compared to that. Let's start with this. Like, Amber, what got you into real estate? What's the story of your beginning?
So when I went to school, before I started real estate, I went to school for church ministry and, very involved in my walk with God. Like, God is everything to me, so that was kind of my starting point. I knew I loved God, and so I was pursuing theology and just learning scriptures and serving in ministry. I did like a 2-year program with Cornerstone Church, and that was just it was very intensive, and it was a hands-on school of ministry where we ran camps, you set up stage productions, like the nitty-gritty of how services happen.
Coordinating things, bringing things
Exactly.
together, which obviously carries a lot over to real estate, that coordination and management.
Yes, so that was a big part of it. And then, of course, the personable side is talking with people, getting, to know people, caring about people, praying for people, counseling people, things like that. So both the production side of ministry and then also the personal side of ministry, I would do both. And so after I graduated, I was like, I don't think I want to work in a church. And at that point, him and I had just gotten married. Not, we had just gotten married. And so I was like, I don't think I want to work in a church. So, of course, I still love God, but I just don't feel like I want to do full-time ministry. So then I just started praying. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? If I'm not, doing full-time ministry or getting paid to work in a church, what do I do? And then boom, real estate came around. I literally had never thought of real estate before that moment. Real estate just came to my mind, and it was real estate. And then I thought, oh yeah, real estate. And then I told Kevin, and I was like, hey, I should, I was thinking, what do I want to do? And I was thinking, what if I try to do real estate? And again, it was just like that. There was
It just came together.
There was no someone
Wow.
telling me or nothing. I had never even met a realtor before that point, because I was 20, my early 20s.
I think just actually 20.
Yeah. And so, I was 20. And so I was just and he goes, yeah, well, and then I was and I started looking it up. I was like, oh, and I think it only takes, taking these classes. I just need 6. And then once I have that, I take the test and I get my license. And I was looking on, they don't have it anymore, but Realtor Academy through San Antonio Board of Realtors. They don't have any in person. Now it's all just.
Yep.
It's all virtual now.
I think
Yeah.
Champions is the only in-person school now that's functioning.
Yeah.
So I find it fascinating how, and I've seen this over the years, time and time again, where when you look back at things, I feel like you can see God's hand in preparing your heart and moving the pieces into place to set that stage for you in that next phase of your life and business. And in real estate, we've talked about this so much, but there's a lot of crossover as far as I believe with ministry, particularly in it's purpose driven. It's very, very much so. If you can find purpose in real estate, which is very easy, you're the largest financial transaction in most people's lives, a decision that affects what they wake up to every single day. It is an impactful decision. Then your purpose in that is to be a professional advisor, to help them, to guide them. And then when you're talking about in ministry, a lot of that's the same. You're guiding, you're advising people, you're working with them, asking good questions, helping them
Building
reflect,
trust.
building exactly. And so that lays that stage for breaking into real estate. But what was that first year like, though? So you had all this, you got into this and such. What did it feel? If you had to summarize in a couple sentences here, what was that? What were the emotions you were
Yeah.
experiencing in that first year?
Yeah. So
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them from Amber.
So when I
Maybe we
got,
should be asking Kevin this.
Yeah. So when I got it, and I'll say this was back in 2021.
Yes.
So I took all the classes, but I didn't get to take my test because I got pregnant with my first daughter. and I had a really bad pregnancy condition. So as soon as I was on like my very last 2 days of class, and I would go throw up in the restroom, like,
Oh,
and I was going
geez.
back and forth from that Zoom call for like real estate class. I think I was like, I can't even remember which one it was, but, and so I never got to take the test until 2024.
Wow.
Wow.
So-
Our pastor at the time talked to Amber and said, Amber, you're diligent. Like, you are diligent, and that's from God. And she, like, encouraged her to go for it. To
Yeah, at that
continue it.
time. So, but yeah, it wasn't until 3 years later that finally, so what happened was I had my first, and then I loved it. I loved being at home with her. I was staying at home with her. And then, but I knew real estate was something I was going to come back to. And I knew, okay, like God told me real estate, I'm going to go back to it. I just don't know when. So then I had my second, and then I was at home with her, and she was about maybe 4 months. And that's when I started to feel that prompting from God again, like, okay, like now it's time. So I already had all my courses, and then all I did was just schedule the test and then do the champions, like,
Prep class.
online prep.
It's a
And-
very good class.
Yeah, no, it was great. It had like literally I took it, and then I scheduled my test the next week, and I passed, and then that's when my journey started in 2024. And at that point, when I started, to answer your question, I had no idea what I was doing, like at all. Like I didn't know anything about a house. I didn't know I didn't know what the walls are made of. I didn't know. All I
Yep.
knew is there's something that someone made, and it's here, and I get to live in it, and you can buy it. Like that's all I knew. I really didn't know anything. I remember talking to Brad, like, Brad,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
what is this called? And he's like, that's sheetrock. Or like, and so I
Yeah.
felt very, nerve wracked and like a deer in headlights, but really determined and motivated at the same time to eventually get to the point where, Brad, where you are, and Jeff, where you are, I still have that type of determination.
You have the best attitude out of probably like the top 1% of people that I've were able to teach. You
Oh,
you're
yeah.
always bubbly, always excited, always willing to learn. And I don't know if you remember me telling you this, but we're talking about like your family. And I was like, oh, well, he's in real estate right now. He just doesn't know it. He's part of your team. He's part of your team. Sure, he's not licensed, but he can help you with this, this, and this, and this, because this is now what? Your family business.
Yeah.
And look what happens. He gets licensed.
It's pretty crazy.
It happens every time.
I remember going through that year, and I could feel the stress. And I bet, Kevin, looking at that first year from the outside in, or I guess right there in the middle of it, what did you see that experience like for Amber?
Well, something about Amber is like, since I've met her, since we're friends, it's like anything she ever wants to do, she will do. Like, it just is going to happen. Like, if she has a goal, she'll always accomplish it. So I just knew it was kind of like a matter of time. And, like, she started, and I remember just, like, she was, like, really excited. And I kind of thought it wasn't going to, like, at first, I remember thinking, like, oh, okay, it's just going to be, like, a little, like, thing, like, a little part-time. And then it started getting better. And then I was like, dang, I really like this. Like, I like it. And, like, I always grew up, like, my mom was an architect. And so I wanted to be an architect.
I
like
remember.
houses.
Yes.
And so she would show houses and stuff. And sometimes I would go just, like, be, like, a fly on the wall and look and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. And
I think what started getting him was when I was like, so this month I made what you make in 2 months.
Oh,
You
no.
didn't.
What a jerk.
You
What
did
a
it.
jerk.
and I'm like, what?
And then I'd be like, look, like this is what I'm gonna
Wait.
make this
But
month.
what she didn't tell you, next month, it was 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Resilience is really, I think, the great secret of success, because everyone inevitably faces, hurdles, troubles. And we've worked, gosh, Amber, how many weird situations and problems have we worked through?
A lot.
A lot. And
More
if you-
than I'd like to say.
No, it's experience. It's experience.
But you learn from it.
I remember telling her because y'all had like a really interesting client one time, and
Interesting
Many times.
client. That's an interesting way of
but
saying
there was
that.
one,
Yeah.
and I remember everything was just so complicated, and I was like, dang, I would have thought it was just like a straightforward like house, this and that. But Amber's gotten a lot of listings and buyers where it's like, I mean, it's not unusual, but for her first year in real estate or second year in real estate, it was like land or this or that or investments and stuff. And I was like, Amber, I feel like God is giving you all these like wacky things at first, so you can be like very well rounded and like
I remember
knowledgeable.
that.
So you can be like a really good agent, like from the get go. And I feel like that's exactly like how it's happened.
Yeah, I feel like I've been able to learn, you know, a variety of things, but yeah, back to like what you were saying is perseverance is I think what has kept my head on straight and helped me stay motivated throughout all of the emotional highs and lows of like being in the business, especially that first year.
Going in and kind of framing out your growth in the business and such, you know, obviously y'all are very relationship focused in your marketing. You know, as you start in the business, as you've evolved, what have been the focal points and how you've connected with, like, can you talk to us a little bit about how y'all connect with your relationship network, like the process, the organization, you know, what is your methodology on staying consistently in contact with a pretty large group of people?
You want to go?
I mean, I feel like we're both very extroverted as it is, and a lot of the people that we like have worked with, we already like really want to spend time with them anyways. So it's kind of happened really naturally to where like we're already like gonna hang out with so and then after like a couple times like so and so like thinks, oh, I actually like I'm interested like in real estate, you know, and it hasn't been like so much like where we're even bringing it up. It's like, oh, what do you do? It's like we're a realtor. I'm like, oh, you know.
So be present to win,
Yeah,
and
really
be
just
present a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
If-
half the battle.
If I had to ask you guys how many people, different people, individuals you interact with on a daily basis, like rough, very rough number, what would you say? By call, text, phone, in person? Like how many different people do you interact with a day?
Probably like, and it depends. Like, I would say 30 to 70, but it
Quite a few.
that fluctuates.
Some,
from
yeah,
30 to
obviously, it's not going to be the same every day. So if I look at most people, and to y'all, that's normal, but that's not normal for most people. Like that's
Okay.
not the baseline.
So if you disappeared, you will be missed.
Yeah.
With the
Hopefully.
someone will be like,
Thank you, Jesus.
they didn't call us.
Hopefully.
So high levels of interaction
But
on a
I
day.
will say, before I started, so when that was normal for me before I started real estate, but then when I became a mom, I just like became like a, what is it called? One of those
Like an
Recluse?
ambivert.
like a crab,
Or-
like a crab, like one of those
Oh,
crabs.
like a
that,
shell.
no, like
turtle?
like one of those crabs. It's like a certain
Hermit crab?
A hermit crab, yes.
Okay,
I
hermit
became a hermit crab because I was just like, I'm just too tired for all this. Like, I'm just gonna like not talk to anybody. And then once I joined real estate, that's when I realized, oh my gosh, this is such a skill that I had, and I'm like leaving it in the dust. You know, like I love connecting with people. I love talking with people. So I actually picked that back up after me being like,
So real estate gave you purpose
yes,
to do that.
yeah.
I will say
Makes
this. I have noticed both of y'all in the last 2 years, y'all's happiness, increase. And I mean, Kevin, the look on your face, night and day.
Yeah, people have told me that before. I'm like, dang, what did I look like before?
Well, not like, okay. First off, like I spend a lot of, just like y'all, I spend a lot of time in front of people. I study people, I watch what people do, and I observe. And you didn't look bad, Kevin. That's not what
No,
I'm
I know,
saying.
I know.
But tired, stressed, frazzled, a little bit more frazzled. The ends are a little frayed and such. And you have this feeling of refreshed. I think that would probably be a good word. Refreshed. Smiling more, actually.
Yeah.
Little
definitely
more
feel that.
relaxed.
I definitely feel that. I was telling somebody like my last job, it was a really good job and very secure, good benefits, like all that stuff. And I feel like it was very like I needed to be there. I learned so much, like from my manager and my director, like they were really awesome the way they led. They were very professional. So I feel like even just being in customer service, learning how to deal with sometimes difficult people in a very positive way, like I felt like I had to go through that. But then once it was like towards the end of Amber's pregnancy this last time, where I was like, man, I feel like this is like soul sucking. I feel like it's like miserable, and I feel like specifically it's not that it was hard. I just felt like I had no purpose for my life. Like you could find the purpose
Very
on what I was
repetitive.
doing. Yeah, it was repetitive, and you could try to find the purpose in what I was doing, but I didn't feel like me personally. I felt purpose in my work, and so then like I'd get off work and I spent 2 hours with my kids, and then put them to sleep, and then just like rot in bed till the next day. And so I just felt kind of like,
sounds amazing.
yeah. And then I was like, Amber, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I just can't take it anymore. I couldn't wait till like the baby was out and I could go on leave. And then the baby came out. I was on leave. I felt good. And
3
then
months,
I went back.
yeah, 3
And I
months.
thought, after our second baby, I went back to work supercharged, refreshed, ready to dominate. And I did. And I even got like, we had year-end reviews, and you'd see like how you performed. I like overperformed. I did super good, and like it was like really great on my performance and stuff. And so this time around, I went back in, and I just nope. I felt like I was running on E every
Yeah.
day, and Amber had been telling me for a year, like, come into real estate with me, you'd be so much happier. We would do this together. Like God's gonna bless it. And I felt like I was like worried and scared, And then finally I was like, you know what? Like this job has always been hard, but I was fine. I think what it really is God actually is calling me to do real estate with you. And like there was a grace for this job in this time, but it's just lifted, and like now there's gonna be a grace in doing real estate together. And so it came out of nowhere. Like we prayed, we had peace. Like I had been praying for a new job for like a year at this point. And then one day we were like, I'm just gonna put my 2 weeks in. She's like, do it.
I'm
And
like,
then I
do
did
it, and then we'll start your classes.
And then I put in my 2
That's
weeks,
a
and my
big
manager
leap.
was like,
That is
you
a
can leave
huge
today. And I
But
was like,
before
bye.
that, we met with Brad, remember?
Yep, we went out to eat.
That was probably a couple weeks before.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were at Blanco Barbecue, had the kids come in. We're just talking back and forth, just kind of vibing on the idea and such. And like I'm really hesitant to like try to like tell people what to do with personal lives. I'm usually very conservative in advice, but like what I said there, and I stand by it. You're built for this, like really built for this. Purpose driven, great communication skills, excellent critical thinking. That helps with this business tremendously. And y'all do, you and Jeff have that similarity as far as that mindset and how you handle problems. Now, I think someone, maybe is a little less empathetic. I think you're a little more empathetic
I'm
than Jeff.
I'm older. That's the
You guys
difference.
are funny.
Uh-huh.
That's funny.
I don't
Jaded,
wake up in the morning
mean.
and go skipping, and
Like,
that's
I
not
had to
me
deal with it
anymore.
longer.
Gonna kick some blood.
I'm just older. I'm the older version of. This is gonna be you.
Is that what you're saying? Is this where it goes? Okay.
It's experience. I totally can relate to feeling the soul just exiting your body because the way you were in that job before. I was the same way before I started real estate. And the good news, I haven't felt that way since.
Wow.
So,
That is very encouraging.
So
I was going to therapy, and my therapist was like, you look so tired. And then like the next week,
And
she
what
was
does that
like-
make you do when someone says that?
She was like,
It makes
you
feel even more
look
tired.
worse. And I'm like, what?
What?
Like,
Exactly.
I thought I slept. And she was
That's
like,
horrible.
No, she just wanted more money from you.
Right.
Like, you know, there's studies that have been done, sociological studies about real estate, and I don't have them in front of me, but I've seen them years ago. And these are older studies, and there's probably new ones too now. But they say in these studies, year 5 agents, full-time agents, have one of the highest life satisfaction ratings of any industry.
It is okay. I know what you're talking about because
Yeah.
I've read the same thing. It's not necessarily real estate. It's people that work for themselves.
There's
That's
one,
what it is.
but there is
Has
one
has
too.
the lowest suicide rate of
Yep.
any professional is
Praise
people
God.
that work for themselves.
But there's also real estate itself has been individually studied too. I saw
Ah.
one with real estate specifically talking about it. One of the things that they notated in the study that was very interesting was the differential between a year one agent and the year 5 full-time agent. And year one agent, not that, very stressed, very high stress, struggling, which is that fight. You're fighting when you start in the business. I think that's actually a pretty
Well,
good
and
way of
half the
looking at
people
it.
that start should not be in the business, and that's when they figure it out year one.
It's what people think about. I try to be really blunt about what people are getting into in real estate. I think I'm pretty upfront about the challenges people face in it coming into it. And if you go into it, you accept it, and you're resilient and you fight through it. Where you are right now, you've made it past. There's always going to be challenges. That will never end. But you've made it through the gut-wrenching start of just getting going.
Yeah.
You had
And
the success.
I feel
You now
pretty-
you know what to do to be
feels
successful.
pretty dang good, eh? Yeah. And now a lot of this phase, okay, now a lot of this is kind of moving these pieces together, and a lot of it's refining what you're doing. You're working on your business and in your business at the same time. I know because y'all had a little one very recently at the beginning of this year. I'd like to talk a little bit about some specific forms of marketing that you've engaged in, okay, that have been effective for you guys. One that's very famous, we've talked about it a lot, is you guys put together a letter. You kind of had a challenge in your business, which is you're going to be out of business for a little bit of time. How did you react to that phase of life that you were in with real estate? How did y'all work that through that? What are some things you did?
So before I was due, I was due late November, and my baby didn't end up coming till like that first week of December. And so early November, I just got some mail outs ready to go because I wasn't sure how long I was going to be out. I honestly had no idea. And so I was just like, okay, well, I don't know how long I'm going to be out, but I need to like stay connected with my clients. I need to stay connected with my sphere of influence to make sure that my momentum doesn't drop. And so I prepared about probably 5 letters that I was gonna send out like for Thanksgiving, one thank you card and Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, announcement of our baby, New Year's, and then just like thanking everyone in the new year, keeping me in mind. So got those together and kind of personalized them, made them look really cool through Canva. With the babies, like making a collage photos of like with the
Very personal.
pictures of the baby.
Very personal.
Yeah, and just making it about a lot of things and throwing I would say sprinkling real estate into it. And so it's so funny because I did that, and the engagement I got back from it was amazing, and it still is. Like, people are like, I get your letter in the mail every month, and they're just telling me like it's so cool, and it's like Amber wants me to buy a house with her, you know.
Someone
and-
told us that yesterday. We went out to eat with someone yesterday, and they're mentioning the mail outs.
Yeah, and they were like, we're for sure going with you, when we buy our house here, getting married soon. And so I was like, great, but that started with that, me.
Well, you came back from your leave, and you had business.
Well, that's what I want to talk about, actually. Yeah. So I wasn't sure how long I was going to be out, and then I had those mail outs going, and I just gave them to Josh, and I said, hey, these are the dates. Send them out these dates. I didn't even have to think about it. I was just like, send these out, these dates, and like I don't even have to think about it. And so I get a text, like a week postpartum. I know, a week. And she's like, hey, can you show me this house? And she sends it to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, okay, I'm on bed rest until 2 weeks. I was like, how's next Saturday? She's like, great, let's do it. And then I showed her, and sure enough, like, we put in an offer, go under contract or whatever, and I'm working like a month after postpartum. And again, like, she was definitely one of those people I was sending those cards and letters to and everything. And so she hasn't directly said, hey, it was because, of your letter that I went with you. But I do know that my letters were keeping me top of mind.
Well, you've had specific feedback. Both of y'all have had that on the letters themselves. Why do you think those letters have been effective?
I think the personalization of them, like if it was just like, and sitting on the market report is great, and I think it's needed, but also, you know, personalization, some relatability. It makes people feel special and like they matter, that they're on my mailing list.
Well, yeah, like who sends you a Christmas card? And then
Yeah.
you get it and you're like, oh, and like ours was really cute. It had a picture of our cute baby on it. But then also like it mentioned a little bit about
People work
real
with people
estate.
that they like.
It's not
Yeah.
rocket science on that front. I was kind of thinking about the letters after our meeting on Wednesday a bit.
Do you still send them out like monthly, or
So,
how often do you send them out?
So I have been pretty busy. I know that's a bad
Uh-oh.
excuse, but I've been busy, so I haven't been able to. It's been about 3 months since I sent my last one, but that's because we've been getting him licensed,
Sure.
all of that, and then onboarding him, and I've been like, so we've been doing a lot of that, but that's actually a part of our refinement, like as a team, what we're gonna assign roles, like he's really gonna take on a big chunk of marketing
Yeah.
and really focusing in on that portion.
I mean, y'all have a great topic, obviously, to bring up, and it's very personal. Is y'all working together?
Remember,
That's huge.
you now have 48 hours in a day. There's
That's
two
a
of you.
blessing. So
Wait, real quick.
Go ahead.
Back to I do the same thing. Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I love fourth quarter marketing because it's going to build you for the following year.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it happens. It happened. I'm proof of it. You're proof
Oh.
of
Yes.
it.
Well, Jeff's business. I mean, Jeff bucks the trend. Jeff and Hector buck
Like
the
right
trend.
now is my slow time.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This summer?
Yeah. In summertime, it's a little bit slower for me versus the first quarter
Oh, wow.
because I do my marketing.
It's so interesting because year after year, I watch the stats. I like that kind of stuff, and like you guys have the best Q1 of like anyone in the company, you know, and it has a lot to do with the holiday marketing that y'all engage in. It's refined. You have a good process, and like when agents talk about struggling for first quarter, I mean, you really don't. I guess here's the point: you don't have to struggle in the first
You
quarter.
don't. People are still buying or selling
It just means you didn't do
Yes.
anything the last quarter.
because you went on vacation in December. You enjoyed
Yep.
the holidays in December.
They
which
check
we
out.
Still do, but
But if you're
don't do anything.
smart about how you structure your time, like, and there's so much to talk about.
they
you know?
turn on and off their business. Amber
Yeah.
had a choice to go on her pregnancy leave, have her baby, wonderful, but she could have turned off her business, and then it had to take a while to turn it back on. But you never turned it off.
You know, and I kind of learned my lesson through experience the hard way because when I got pregnant, which I mean, I guess I see it coming, but when I got, like,
Sneak attack.
like,
Is that how this is? Okay.
but when I got pregnant, that I should have known before the morning sickness hit, but that first trimester, I was absent from the face of the earth. So all the things I was doing, it was like my business stopped.
It stopped.
And then all of a sudden I come back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like now I'm like there, like working. But I learned my lesson from that time to when it was like, okay. And that's something me and Brad talked about is like when it comes
You know what
to
I always
postpartum.
do right before I go on a vacation? The day that I leave, I send out a postcard or send out something. And every time there's something waiting for me when I get back.
A postcard from like where you're going to?
No, just a marketing type postcard, a touch. You know, that's the fastest way to touch everybody at once, right? Is send out a
Yes.
postcard. I'll send out a marketing piece right before I go, and something will happen. I did that when I went on a Christmas vacation. I sent out I think it was just a Christmas card sent to everybody, and I got a call while we were on that vacation at a Christmas market in Europe saying that they wanted to list their house the first of the year.
Oh,
And I'm like, well, I'll be back in 3 days. Can we meet then?
Yeah.
But I don't turn off the business. It never turns off. And a lot of year one agents or beginning agents, they get that first deal from somebody and they've done all their marketing for 3 or 4 months and they get their first deal. Then they're just focused on the deal and they stop their marketing and then the deal closes. What do I do now?
Yeah.
You got to turn it back on.
Yeah.
But if you never turn it off, then you don't have to turn it back on, right?
Yes.
Well, hyper focusing on the concept of these letters and such, and like studying them, like the value, what's really going on, why they're effective. One, it's become this thing where nobody does personal letters. It stands out. So I think that's one crucial starting point. is standing out. And like how you stand out is not by sending this letter to people you don't know. It's targeting the people you have these connections with, which I think is one of the biggest mistakes agents make. So anyone that's listening to this, I'm telling you, over the years, you send out 5,000 postcards to people that don't know you, you're going to get barely a response. You send out 500 postcards, personal postcards to people that do know you, you will absolutely 100% get a response. And so I guess that's one part of the things is breaking through that noise. And it's gone full circle because people say, oh, it's low tech. It's a letter. It's sending a letter to people. But think of it like this. It's a Facebook post. It's a post on Instagram that every person will take, look at, evaluate, and feel it's like a personal post going to them that they are 100% going to look at. I don't know if anybody who doesn't look at the letters, if they see that thing and they see it's from you, and they know you, they're going to look at it and they're going to read it word for word. That's pretty
Diane
powerful.
Thomas taught me that.
She's, God bless her. I miss Diane.
I miss her too.
Diane was our manager for our Canyon Lake office, one of the top producing agents, if not the top producing agent in the Canyon Lake region for many years, 40 years in the business, passed away 4 years ago?
It's about 5 years ago.
Has it been 5? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
time flies.
It does.
She was one of my mentors.
Yep.
when I first started.
Really great agent. Really great agent. But so those letters were very effective in bridging the gap, and they're very efficient on time too. Very efficient on time. Now, for managing your relationship network, obviously consistency.
One more thing on that.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
My suggestion, and about consistency, maybe do those letters once a quarter. So then you're doing it 4 times a year. That's 4 touches a year. I think that would be enough.
Yeah. And you can put what y'all can customize what we send out for the 6-month market report and put a letter with that. You don't have to you could double it up and do both. So, or change the intro letter and change things in it. That is doable.
I think it's great to, in my opinion, to do it separate because it's more touches you get.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But
'cause-
with doing it once a quarter, you have a theme.
Yeah, I agree.
So, relationship network's been a big part of your business. Having fun, we've talked a lot, and everyone should go watch that video on the round table on Wednesday. That was good. That was really solid. But looking at now organization, I know it's not the most exciting thing to talk about, but Amber, Kevin, how you with a large relationship network, how are you staying in control over that and not letting things slip through the cracks? What are some of the techniques and things that you've learned and that you've implemented in your business?
Yeah, the biggest thing is going to be we use Google Sheets.
Okay.
So if y'all see our Google Sheets, it's intense. But it works for us.
Sure.
But it's general contact list, and then it's past sellers, past buyers, past renters, active sellers, active buyers, and we're constantly moving people from past to active that way. And then we have also our engagement list. So we have our general contact list. So, adding people, adding their addresses, adding their information, but putting dates like when we last talked to them, when we're going to talk to them next. That has been the best thing because no matter what, I need to reach out to all my past buyers, all my past renters and sellers. I all those people I need to reach out to. So that's
And y'all could divide it.
yeah.
Yeah, now y'all can
Divide it and
double up.
double.
You can throw work onto him.
That's true. Yes, that's good. And then the people that we're active with, of course, staying on task and making sure. And
yeah,
then,
with text messages, we'll do group chats, and we'll you can pin important people. Like people usually pin their mom, their best friend, their sister. We pin our clients on ours. So we're okay, the Garcia home, and it's the group chat with me, Amber, the client, the lender, or that.
yeah.
So it keeps you both in the loop on the communication that's occurring within the deal.
And then also,
I just started doing that. You gotta be careful
Why?
because if you just feel like you're talking to one person, you're actually talking to 3 or 4 different other people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you gotta be careful what you say in group chats.
so for us,
I just started doing that.
what we do, we name the chats.
Okay.
So depending who we're working with, their last name is Buzz, and I name it the Buzz Home, and I put a little home.
Would you show the camera real quick on that?
Yeah, and it's
Watch the microphone.
I don't know if you can see it, but
You can't hear.
no, you
There
can't.
we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's cool.
And then you can actually,
Is that an iPhone?
yeah.
Okay.
And then the Martinez home.
Okay.
So that'd be like the group chat for people that were like
Actively engaged.
And that
with.
way it's
Yeah.
at the top of our list. And if we ever see like, okay, there's something, but
Wow.
Yeah,
And you know what? And that's Trek compliance
Yeah,
because you have to keep your texts.
yeah.
that's
So-
really good.
So we kind of consolidate everything to that. That way, if they need to reach out to me or him or whatever, everything's happening through like one streamline. So that's helped a lot.
I do the same thing with mine, and I pin it just like what you say. And then when the deal closes, then I unpin it, and then
Yes.
it falls.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's yeah.
But it's not as pretty. It doesn't have like little. It's
Yeah.
just.
We put the
It's-
color in the emoji.
Yeah, the Martinez home.
You've amplified it.
And it
Yeah.
helps.
I
and
don't know if
they
you can do it on
like
Samsung.
And they like it. They're like, oh, you know, it's like a little, you know, thing. You know, it's like it feels official. You know?
You've been invited to join this group
Yeah.
chat.
And
No.
then of course our engagement list, that list is going to be for people where we've never talked to them about real estate, but we want to. And so we're going to intentionally hang out with them, intentionally.
People you want to
Engage.
grow closer to or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, grow
Interesting.
closer to and earn their business. Yes.
There's a lot of structure, and did it take time for you to kind of refine that strategy a little bit?
Absolutely. Before it was like all over the place. Like I just had one list and it was interest to action and it was just like
It's the Brad list, right?
Yeah.
The way he-
And
Oh yeah.
it was everything on all of those tabs just thrown on one paper.
I still have it.
Yeah.
I still use it.
Yeah. So
Well, you've refined it though.
Of course.
But that's what
Of
everyone
course.
does. Like
But
you
it-
take
it's
something
the-
and you make
the
it your
starting
own.
But if I showed it to
Yeah.
you, you'd be totally recognizable. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I did that.
I mean, I think in this business, what's really and it's not the first year problem. You don't feel the problem in your first year of bad organization. You feel it in your second year. Like when the bad habits kick in, you don't have information, you don't follow up with the appropriate people because you're starting to get that business. You start getting busy, but when you're busy, your mind goes all over. And then you're not able to maintain everything in your head. And the worst thing happens, you forget things. You lose contact with people, you forget to follow up with people, and your business doesn't grow. And you wonder, why am I not growing? What's all these problems? Why are people not working with me? Well, because you didn't remember them. You didn't follow up with them. You weren't consistent. It's such a critical part of growth. We're running low on time here today. I really want to thank
already
you
almost been
guys.
an hour.
I know, we've had fun.
It's
Wow,
fast.
that was fast.
I want to thank y'all for coming on and being so genuine and talking with us about the challenges, the struggles that you guys have faced and how you've overcome in this business, and being open about what you focused on, what's worked for you guys. And I'm especially happy to do this now with, celebrating the advent of, Kevin officially working with you in real estate, which is really cool. And I'm very excited to see where this is going.
Thank you.
This is an adventure, guys, a great adventure. Thank y'all for coming on.
Thank
Yeah, it was
you.
a lot of fun. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us and for being such a great broker and friend. So
No.
I feel like you're a big part of our story too.
We all grow
Yes,
together.
Absolutely.
And I like that. It's fun. This makes me just to go from. I mean, Amber, really think about this. Go back 3 years at the beginning, all the emotion, everything, and now you're working as a couple. You're refining a business strategy. You're confident. You're having fun with it. Now you're going to have challenges. Like I'm scared to do this because knock on wood, but this is a pretty big thing. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we're really, really happy. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yay.
Well, God bless you guys. Everyone have a great weekend and have a great week next week. And we'll be posting up also very soon the marketing roundtable. I'm not going to list that as a public video. I'll list that private, and I'll put that on the Agent Zone too for everyone. See y'all around.